Are we live? Are we live with Turtles of Grayskull Wave 5 technically, um or you could consider it Wave 1 of Reptile Wars, however you want to do it. What's up, Hardshell Heroes? Let me know if the sound is good. I tried to do some like lighting. This room is a mess, but all that matters is Turtles of Grayskull. What's up, Junior? It's been a long time. I miss doing the lives. So yeah, let me know if the audio's bad. I think it should be good. It's through StreamYard, and StreamYard usually balances it out. But if it's not good, I can fix it. But we have a special event, the event of the season. Thank you, Junior. How's everybody doing tonight? Look at this. Just the artwork alone. Perfection. I love Turtles of Grayskull so much. There's even, I don't know if y'all care about card backs, but this wave they did like the card backs thicker. I feel like I might be imagining it in my head, but they feel very thick and sturdy, which I love. They're all unpunched as well. But yeah, yeah. Rattlor. I mean, let's look at the offerings so you can see what we want to open first. So here's Rattlor. Oh, oh, look at that! Look at that! So there's Rattlor. There's Raphael. Oh, I love, by the way, the Reptile Wars logo. Hootie Dean, what's up? I think the Reptile Wars logo is just so cool. Who's ever there is making the logos. Come on, a snake mouth. Not a fan of snake men, but man, Turtles of Grayskull is doing something awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is about Turtles of Grayskull, but it makes them step everything up a notch, you know? So it's like I've loved like how they do the He-Man characters, and I find they just make them so exciting. Thank you, Hardshell Heroes. All right, then. Which one should we start with first, folks? Which one? The power's in your hands. You have the power. uh, what up, Ravenous Collecting? That's the way to be. Collecting gets out of hand. Best for last, so Raph or Donnie. Do you wait to eat like I guess most people wait to eat their dessert. How often though? Like if I go to a buffet, sometimes I'll get dessert first cuz um a delinquent like that. So we have technically Junior had no vote. He just said against Raph or Donnie. We have one vote for Donnie. Come on, folks. I need to hear from you because or we're going Donatello if there's no other voters. I could do a poll, but Donnie Junior gave in. You do have a Donnie on your profile. I believe that's the Donnie head, if I remember correctly. Donnie it is. Maybe we will save Raph for last. Who knows? I think these are all bangers. Raphael. Two Donnies, one Raphael. If we get one more vote, let's see. The another vote in there. StreamYard is weird. It doesn't show you like the members of the chat. So I can't tell how many folks are in here. Raphael, Donnie. So no Mekaneck or Rattlor lovers. Ooh, a Rattlor. Man, we're really divided. I think Oh, I was saying to open Raph or Donnie first. Currently 6. So we have 2 Donnies, a Raph, and a Rattlor. 2 more votes. What is this? What is this? Donnie it is. All right. Let's set these aside. Oh, Raph. Raph is so good. So this is Donnie. Look at him. The packaging. I don't know if y'all have caught on to this. They did like scale packaging on the plastic. That's a detail they didn't need to do, but they're like, you know what? We're going for it. the excellent artwork. Donnie is fighting Snake Shredder, which is a deluxe figure. Fantastic. Fantastic. And so, what we do, you do the flap, folks. Let me see. Let me get you prime flap viewing. So, with the Turtles of Grayskull, if you want to keep them mint on card and still open them, which is kind of an oxymoron, you want to cut along the bottom a flap. You're trying your hardest not to cave in on eBay. I was keeping an eye out for them. I don't know if they've popped up on eBay yet, but it's probably only a matter of time. I've done it in the past, and that's why I'm very grateful to Mattel to have saved me a lot of money this time. Mattel did send these over. Hey, no chewing. What's going on? Big thanks to Mattel. Oh no. This isn't going to be a pretty flap, folks. It's not all flaps are equal. No, it just is what it is. Oh no. Okay. We're rolling though. We have the same name. Ravenous, you're a fellow Cody? So look, with the flap, look at that. It's not perfect, but you can slide it right back in there. And then the mini comic. So look, highly recommend the flap. If you're not flapping, what are you doing? Always be flapping. Remove Donnie's helmet. It remains to be seen. A fire has come out. Reptile Wars Part 1. Snake in the Shadows. Look at that. Look at that. I think we'll go through the comic a little bit later, but one thing I like, they actually show you what's removable. So these are spoilers. These are your spoilers here. You can remove, of course, basically everything, but it's shown him with just the head. So I think they did correct on Donnie. But we got to flip through the comic a little bit, right? Just to look at the cool freaking artwork. Oh, starting off with like Rattlor. Has everyone read like the comic that came out? Oh. The artwork on this, I believe this is still Freddie Williams. It looks Freddie Williams-ish to me. Still. Oh, man alive. That's so cool. That's cool. So we can dig into that more later. Here is our Donnie. Please give details about this comic. We will. We'll go into the comic. Oh, Donnie. There are ties. I don't know. Mattel does do generally more rubbery ties. Orko and Evil Lynn. That'd be cool. I mean, they could. I suspect they'll do even more figures. Nothing has been announced yet. Man, I'm just ripping the ties like an animal. Ooh, that was a tough one. Okay. So the first spoilers, the removable Donnie helmet. Oh yeah. That does come right off. So they righted that. They saw the error of their ways. A deluxe Baxter, that would be cool. So the hood, I could stand him. The hood has a nice like back opening flappy thing, which is pretty cool. So if you don't want the hooded Donnie, what the hell? What have I done? I like the tie stuck. Interesting. Get that. Hold on. Deluxe Baxter would be rad. I bet we'll get more. I mean, as long as it keeps doing well. The bow staff, that's very cool. So you get, if you want just like a regular Donnie bow staff, and there is some detail there, like some like wrappings going on. But you can also make it much crazier. You have these cool flame effects, which I think are neato. I believe they're the same from the Demogorgon. Snap those on there. The fangs make no sense to me. He'll poke his eyes out. Snakes. Snakes. Always be snaking. Look at that. You're doing like the twirling flames. That's sick. That's super sick. The figure itself. A little bit, there's little pearlescence going on with like the armor there. The shell, interestingly, it's kind of more flat. If we have, yeah, you can compare to like the original shells. Not the same shell. So they did like a new sculpt. Darker, flatter. I like the flatter shell. I think that's really cool. Put Raft down. Look at it. So let's take off the gear. Ooh, interesting. The snake thing. I thought this would be part of the chest armor, but you can even take that off. So look, if you just want like a really pared down Donnie, that's quite nice. That's cool. They really gave you like all the options. Man, Mattel, they're firing on all cylinders. Let's pop off that. Let's see where. How much of a like a regular turtle you can get with this one? Probably not too much. The bracers come off. This piece comes off. So he does have the chest armor is really like stuck in there. The reused Raph head sculpt, yeah, that's a good eye. Because they are, yep, good eye. That is, they are the kings of reuse, which I don't really mind in this line. It's like $20, and I think they change it up just enough that the reuse isn't like super glaring. It feels natural. I think it's a fun line, Ravenous. I think it's way fun. And the belt, very like subdued turtle belt. And you have the clip-on thing. But what you can do, and here is where like the swappability comes in. This is the previous Donnie, which folks took issue with because you can't take his helmet off, right? But with the swappability, if you wanted to make a regular Donzo, and you'll notice the color, they kept the skin color the same, which is actually super smart. And he's wearing like the Demogorgon armor, but you could have a straight Donatello now. So that's one of the coolest things with the swap, because every figure you just get more and more potential. The cartoon collection, Masterverse Mattel, has really been killing it. They really have. Like, I want to get their Masterverse, the Horde Trooper, the Masterverse Horde Trooper, I think looks stellar. But look at Donnie. So this is That's such a He-Man Donnie. This one, before, like the turtles, you can see here, like the base figures, they had a shell molded on the back. This one, technically, truly no shell, if we're going that route. Kind of wild. A wild time to be alive. I think this is a goat Donnie, though. Get that back on there. Like, look at him. There is something like the whole like buff turtles, the swole turtles. It's cool. It's a little unsettling. You don't know really, but I think that's so cool. You can put back on the chest thing, the hood. Oh gosh, that's so rad. Yeah, the Michael Bay ones were definitely over designed, but like this is like it's like a stealth ninja Donnie. They're just calling him Donatello, but I love there's a certain stealthiness that I think is just so cool. How do you not love that figure? Whoo boy. Let me put his stuff back on. The full effect. I believe these are scheduled, was it January? They didn't give me any special details or anything like that. Um oh man, I forgot how everything goes. This is no good. My brain instantly wiped. Oh, look at that. That armor piece has like a little ribbon going down there. That's so cool. Like it's like tied off on the bicep. He did have bracers. I believe the gun thing. Yeah, I can't remember. I have a goldfish brain. Any word on the deluxe figures? So far, the two deluxe figures, I don't know if they're still in stock, but they were put up for like the Walmart Collector Con. So those are Walmart exclusive. The Snake Shredder and King Hiss Foot Soldier. And we don't know of any more that they have planned at the moment. But I assume they'll do like a second go at them. So there's that. How did his leg things go? I think just like that, right? I believe he's complete again. Thank you, Ravenous. Thank you so much. Yeah, hit the likes. Thank you. All I ask is you're joining me here, so you've already done more than I could dream of. So there's Donnie. Look, I think this figure, I think it's cool. And granted, I don't have let me we can kind of imagine what I did. I gave the Demogorgon because they did a Stranger Things 2-pack. I thought it'd be funny to give the Demogorgon Donnie's armor, and it was. I don't regret it. But we can so this is like really mutated Donnie, but you can roughly compare what's going down. Just imagine green and less hairy. The flaming bow staff. Yeah, are you kidding me? And I remember this is stuck in my brain ever since. Like someone they mentioned how they like the behind the back bow staff. That's just cool. The flaming bow staff, yeah. But again, if you want him regular style, now he's just like a extra ninja Donnie. So I think that's utterly fantastic. Super cool. 10 out of 10 improvement. And there's a demo Don. Also cool. You can see they took the flames from there. So they're smart. Like their level of reuse, I wholeheartedly agree with. There's Raph. Oh, you could probably attach that to some stuff. Okay, so here we have Donnie. I'll do my best not to knock him down. A demi-turtle. Yes, yes, yes. So, who should we do next? Let's hold off on Raph. I think that's a good idea. So the choice is now between Rattlor or Mekaneck, which I think Mekaneck has a subtly amazing design. Mekaneck, dealer's choice, the first one, jump at the gate. I like it. The Mekaneck, so again, you have the standard Turtles of Grayskull, Mekaneck, snake hunting spy. So Mekaneck's a good guy, right? I'm not super hip on the He-Man stuff. But look at that when he's fighting, he's with all four turtles? What are those? Are those foot soldiers, right? So we have King Hiss, the foot soldier, but these foot soldiers look like normal ones. I hope we get some army builder foot soldiers. I'm super down with that. All right. Let me put Donnie off to the side for safekeeping. Where's... Oh, no. Oh, no. Mayday. I may have lost... to cut a flap, folks. You want to do just right in the corner there. And along the bottom. This one's very tight. I think I'm messing up the comic. Not for the faint of heart, the flaps. Dig in. Ooh, that's pretty good. Don't want to dig in too much. This flap is going to be horrendous. Look away. Look away. This is not my finest flap. But we prevailed. Theory, Deluxe King Hiss could be army built. And King Hiss is using a regular foot shoulder as a host. That's true. The only thing that sucks about that is deluxe figures are a little bit more. They're like $25 versus 20. So army building with King Hiss, much more not ideal. So hopefully I would like some single foot soldiers. Look at that. Look at that shield. It's so shiny. I can't. Ooh, 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 ooh. And he has this thing. A nice little Macy thing. Has a hole up top. I don't know what that's all about. Connect to something, I guess. They're his neck pieces. 2 necks. Let's... I don't know where I put... Okay, now we're free. We are free. I'm trying to roughly keep things not insane. Look at this guy. He's very shiny, so the light is not in the focus, but ooh, again, kind of like a pearlescence to him. Telescope Mace Club. Is that... It seems too tight. So easily distracted. Mekaneck is one of my favorite Motu figures, but it was this one with the neck option on the standard Origins. So you have a sweet helmet. I think that design is cool. I just think it's the coolest version of him, if you ask me, as an outsider. And he kind of has like a metaliness going on, kind of like Colossus. You can, if you can see, like he has like a banded body. But if we're doing, let's, so not a ton, because they put all the budget into necks for this guy. Like that. So there's one neck. Right. And then we're going two necks. Double necking. The shield can clip on the back, which I think is super neato. If you wanted like the shell look. He has double hands with grip, which they don't necessarily always do. Look at that. I want to swap his head with Origins to give him a mouth. Yeah, that's what's pretty cool, is like everything swaps over. So you can have this tall Freako with Donnie. So look at the height there. And, or, you could get wild. Do a little of this. Some like this is like a Treehouse of Horror episode. But I feel like Raph's colors really work. Yeah, you could do Donnie neck as well. That's, I don't know. The swappability. I don't think Mattel gets enough credit. That is just horrific. But even that still kind of works. Like it's fun getting the different combos. Even though Mekaneck kind of has like a tiny head. Like the turtles have been. Jeez. That's nuts. You can also do. Right? I'm doing that right. That's pretty cool. Cursed. Very cursed. Like a Go-Go Gadget crossover. Yeah. They're like, that's a little nutty. One thing I do want to say, I wish, and I hope maybe in the future, I don't know if you all have had this same experience. I feel like the ankle joint isn't quite tight enough. Like it's very smooth, which is good, but I find they can't always handle a lot of forward weight. So that would be my. I mean, tighter all around could be nice, but ankle tightness especially. Yeah, so I like these Freakos. Like it's just, I don't know. There's something cool about swapping. See that? There he's more proper turtley. Okay, okay. Raph. They get a little wrong way? Oh, well, Kind of low. But also kind of cool. Like you make like a Freako. The brothers have been the same ever since Donnie started experimenting. Yeah. It would be cool if if the comic went into that part of it, like if the comic addressed the swaps. Too good. Too good. So we're going to let this matriculate as we bring in another long necker, Rattlor. This, I think, is one of the coolest figures. The bubble, maybe a little scuffed on the inside. Mutated snake men creature. They can fight like a giraffe. Where's the stupid henchman of Shredder 2-Bop Steady? Jesse, 2-Bop should be any time now. I can't remember the date Target had. It doesn't show me anymore. I think they originally said like October. And I saw some on Facebook. I saw some like German guy, because these figures, when people get like the leaked figures from like eBay, they always seem to come from like Europe, I feel like. And I've bought one of them from like a German dude. So there is a German dude who has 2-Bop Steady. So 2-Bop Steady's ready to go. It should be any moment. Switch to November 3rd. Thank you, G-Ball. Interesting. I mean, that's still right around the corner. So not too bad. But hopefully, yeah, that date holds. But look at Rattlor taking on Clamp Champ. Oh, gosh, I hope I just want them to circle back and do like an art book. I know they're doing the comic, but come on. Like, that's just too cool. So we're back to flapping. Here we go. Let's do it. Let's do a better flap this time. Rattlor is, I think, definitely one of the highlights for sure. Oh, that's a smooth first cut. Along the bottom. Cut there. We get it. Oh, that plastic. The hardest part is cutting in the corner. Like, that's where you can have oddly tough corners. Wait, did we get it? Nope. What's this? Why? Okay. Flap achieved. Yeah, it's tricky. I do wish, like, have any of you got the Mattel Creations ones where they just do like the slide off back? I wish they would just do that and like tape it, you know? Just go full on collector friendly. But the flap works good enough. And again, we're saving the mini comics. We're gonna go over it. Don't worry. But we gotta get right to the figures. You know? That's that rattle. That's that rattle, baby. Here's the snake neck. Should we just go right into snake necking? Why not? That kind of actually works. The hot pink with the Donnie head. So that rolls away. Oh man, that's even more horrific. That's like now he's using like dark magic. I'm seriously which Dutch and Red Skittles juice watching this like the Super Bowl. This is our Super Bowl. that is just ridiculously cool. I didn't know that's an extension piece. Yeah, because I believe some like the head just like pulls out, right? So let me. Oh, there's two. I didn't realize there's two extension pieces. This is nutso. What are we doing here? This is great. I could do. You have 4 Frico neck pieces alone from this. Like you can get even like this is even more cursed. This is like tech magic. Like they're one up in each other. Good God. And the balance is pretty good. Look, and you have this is like the podium as they slip down. So let me. Oh no, I pulled off a hand. It is really cool. Like, I don't know what it is with Turtles of Grayskull, especially. They just seem to like have a crazy idea and they just like go crazier with it. Like as if someone's over there, they're just like go crazier. Oh god, hold on. This is weird. Okay. Okay. We got it. Man, the rattle is so cool. So I popped off a hand and an arm piece. Let's do that. Ooh. Ooh, look at this guy. Look at him. Like the excuse me, the translucent feet going on. The sweet belt. This part is freaking cool. Like he has it's like whatever snake monster mutation thing is going on there. It's like it like it's like it consumed him, and I guess we'll see in the mini comic what's going on. But it's like almost alien-esque. Is that standard lore? Getting on an elevator? Yeah, like look at like that's like xenomorph kind of face hugger going on there. If you want to make him more just like standard, that comes off. Like his snake hood craziness. So if you wanted to do just like the crazy snake head, which it does have, the jaw articulates. Snake sheds skin too neat. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I didn't think of it that way. That it could be like he's shedding off the skin. Which, God, here's what these people are wild. Like on this one, they even have the back attachments. So if you want to keep getting like real nuts, I believe. And I'm a little nervous of like look at that. You can make oh boy. What are we doing? This is maybe a little too we're getting too crazy here. But it's like this is where I have to like rein myself. No, maybe too much. That's too much with the armor. But it's like Donnie's getting taken over. You can put the shell on. Kind of sits high in a weird way. Is he fused with Krang? Yeah, I don't think so. We will see very shortly. But here, let me stop fooling around. We'll do proper Mekaneck, or not Mekaneck, Rattlor. It's too cool not to like mess around with all the parts. You know? I really do like the snake face. That snake face for Donnie, I think, is sick. Swip that back on. What was that? So there's Donnie back to normal. Let's go back. We need to reclaim. I do remember, like my brothers. I was never as a kid like super into He-Man. Is it in the legs? I think the shaking is in the. I don't know where the shaking is. It's somewhere. Feels like it's in the legs. But I know my brothers had Rattlor for sure. Oh gosh, hold on. This is where I do feel this is a little nerve-wracking. How tight it is. Generally, the plastic they use is pretty malleable, but I think the idea is that he's split mutating and breaking out of his skin. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this connection. How did I even take this off? This is a little dicey. Like, am I? I often ask myself, wait, there we go. Am I dumb? Am I overcomplicating it? Probably. So there's that. Okay. Okay. Get you. No. He has a lot of pieces that snap on. His body's also like translucent, which is cool. Get that back. Let's get this back. That's the other one. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Now we're cooking. We need his snake heads back. Oh. That's cool. That's cool. Ooh. That's such a cool effect. Snout Sprout would look awesome in this line. Yeah, I almost got the Masterverse version of him. That's where I hope they just keep going with this, because why not? Where's the other snake head? Here, we'll slowly, as I do this, I'll slowly rebuild like the correct person. How's that? But there's one snaky head. Oh, two snaky head. That's nutso. That's he's like fighting from a distance. Like how do you overcome that reach? The bow staff is pretty long. That's where you need. Oh no. Oh no. Like you have to like do the full range of the staff. It is pretty nuts. Like that's pretty nutso. Oh gosh, I'm bending the hell out of that. That's malleable, but okay. So there's like Donnie fending him off. Nope. See, and this is where like a little more tightness would be cool. But look at that. Look at that guy. And because it even like you know what? In terms of the stacking, so here's the snake, and he can chomp on Donnie's bow, which is cool. You know, so you're doing like he's really trying to like fend him off, which is nuts. But yes, that was my next thought. Oh no, he's stuck. The snake piece and Mekaneck together. Because why not? Let's get nuts, as they say. So we do. Take off the Raph head. Let's give Raph his home back. And then we do. Crazy. This is crazy town. The connection. The only thing that gets weird is if you want to put it on with this, like there's a weird overlap. So we might just sacrifice that. Now that is peak madness. Like what are we doing there? And then I think could we do I feel like beyond the design team coming up with these, that would be the best job in the world, right? They're like, hey, could we make, 4 connecting neck pieces? And they're like, I don't know, why not? I feel like someone mentioned the telescoping earlier. Maybe this combines with someone else's weapon. I desperately want to like jam the head peg in there, but it's too tight. Or is it? Yeah, it's a hair too tight. Because how cool would it be you make like a club with the head thing? That would be cool. But you can't. You can't do that. But like, Man. Or it's like Donnie. Again, Donnie's messing with the mutations. Things go south. Oh. That's so rad. And it's so cool how it like articulates like just enough to do crazy things. And the pink, I'm sorry it's having a hard time on the camera, but that looks really awesome. I think that looks super cool. Oh, oh, my lordy lord. That's just too cool. The neck action. So fun. Well, hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, that is sick. That's sick. And then he doesn't come with any weapons, but you know, does he need them? The balance, it's a little dicey. For sure. Maybe a stand. But that's sick. So let's do the two neckers together. There, finally, he's complete now. How did I get? Which is like he's way taller than Mekaneck. Oh. And you could, you know, if you buy multiples, there's no telling how long you could make it. Super rad. Oh, let's fix the shell so he's his proper. Raph's helmet. Like so. So you have like Raph fighting him. Donnie fighting him. Donnie needs to lean back some. Little top heavy. Maybe hand extensions could have been cool. Yeah, that would be sweet. Have they ever done that with any of the figures? We have his shield. So it's like they're all standing together. Sick. Sick. I feel like I did have him standing, but I forgot how. Okay, you gotta lean. You gotta lean him. Starting to see why Mekaneck has his mouth covered. He almost looks like a robot. Yeah, like this version is very robot-y, and it's like very. I don't know if you can see like in the sculpt there. It's like very like techno organic going on. So this one, yeah, maybe we'll check out the story, but soon we'll see what's going on there. All right. Oh gosh. Raph just got deposed. That means we are at the moment of maximum Raphael. Ooh. Ooh. What is this guy they're calling him? Snake Hunter with a short fuse. So I believe this is like the He-Man Snake Hunter armor. If I'm correct? Oh, and here he is. Look. That's Ninjor, right? Wait a minute. What is that? Look. Drink in that picture. Oh gosh, as I that is that's a Baxter fly. That's the Baxter hair. Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole swarm of them at that. What He-Man character would he be mixed with? He seems is that a spider? Seems like a spider guy. Is that Webster? Is this Webster Stockman? And then there's the foot soldier. What if they mutated a bunch of flies? I mean, come on. And then regular Ninjor. That's so cool. So let's crack into Raph. This is the final flap. I gotta flap the best that I've ever flapped. And I could just buy like doubles, but I'm trying to get away from buying doubles and to treat like the packaging so preciously. But I still like to preserve the cards if I can. Okay, that's a good flap. Okay. Cut across. Yeah, and because now, not only do we have the mini comics, we have the comic, which I don't know where I put it. Oh, it's back there. But they're doing a comic separate from the mini comics. Not a bad flap. Not my best flap. We already have a mini comic out. So we'll have this at the ready. Oh. Freaking ties, though. We got... We're free. Ooh, that one's... Oh. Look at that. Look at like the snake detail on that guy. Oh, are you kidding me? That's a heck of a overbite right there. Don't you mean snake armor He-Man? Probably, yeah. Like, admittedly, my He-Man side of the lore, do they just call him snake armor? I was going off the snake hunter. But if that's snake armor, then you are surely correct. Because I guess they're all snake hunters, right? One more. Like, I've always been vaguely familiar with He-Man, but not knowledgeable enough to like solidly know all the stuff. I have a friend who's like a huge He-Man guy. Okay, and then the last one, and we're home free. I don't want to. Ralph and Ralph. I'm down for that. Where did I put it? Okay. I think this guy. Oh, that is just so freaking cool. He's got the. I love the full bandana on that one. The big R there. He has like a cable robot-y arm going on. Little X-Men action. Cause like, I know it's like that's just the armor, but it's like he was half taken over by robots. That's just sick. And I didn't realize they were doing that. Like the belt thing. That's cool. They have like a sashy belt stuff going on. Oh, and what I love about this one, so it's like they give you the cool, crazy gauntlet thing, you know, but they still give you. I mean, that's cool enough on its own. They still give you two size, and there's I don't know if you can tell. It's very tiny. Little shells, little shells on the size. How about that? Like, you could do the shells through the back. The storage on the figure is always cool. So sick. Are you kidding me? Look at are we actually seeing this right now? Ugh. That's so cool. Like he's doing. I think you could also do the side. Well, a little dicey, but the plastic is malleable, so it works. I never quite do it right, but you can do. It's a little long, but you can do through the fist. What up, JP Productions? When do these drop in store? So they didn't give me any specific dates, but I believe the pre-orders all say January. So it could always be earlier than that. I don't honestly know. Mattel did send these over to me, obviously, but they don't give as much information as you'd think. They were just like, have fun, and boy, am I. But seemingly January, I think. But if they came early for Christmas, that would be dope. Yeah, G-Ball, fire. Rattlor is the best with Donnie second. You know, it's hard to choose. So let's compare though. So here's here's new Raph. Old Raph, I think, is pretty sick in his own right. But here is where they gave you one big like a power sword kind of sai almost, and his claw hand. His helmet's all off. But this one, I just think it's so cool they gave you two sais because they were like, you know what? But you can see here if we're raffing it up. I think the new Raph is better than the old Raph. Like they're way cool. I wouldn't have thought they could do a cooler Raph, but they did. So he's like still armored up. There's a cool like snake emblem thing on the shoulder. We look at that. Doesn't make sense we send them out 2 months early. We won't find them until February. Yeah. I mean, for me personally, it's like, yeah, send them all early. So hopefully, I don't know, hopefully much earlier than February. They've been moving at a good clip, though. So, oh wait, hold on. I'm getting all confused here. We said switch the helmet. Yeah. Let me get it just so. It does work. It's a little squirrely because the eyes on this one are a little further apart. Yeah, what's up, HZ Studios? That's cool, and it fits. Like they did a good job keeping like the colors and whatnot. Like it's so rad. I think actually, okay, if we wanted to swap, ooh, now that's dangerous. Look at that. I was prepared to say this is the coolest one, but I don't know. The bandana on this guy takes him to a whole different level. Are you bummed they changed Rattlor? Um, I don't know if he's actually less translucent. Actually, it's hard to convey, but this is actually translucent. So I guess it depends like how translucent you're wanting it. Um, in person, I think he's just the right amount of translucent. It's really hard. I need like a backlight to like shine behind it, but I think this ended up really cool. But and or maybe you're talking about like the neck was more translucent, like the pink stuff. But I'm pretty thrilled with it. I would say he is a pain to stand when he full on. Yours looks like SDCC. Yeah, like, and it's always hard because sometimes they show you renders, like summer renders. Usually the white background pictures are renders, and when they do like the black mirror background, those are like the actual figures. Can you make a hybrid out of all the figures in the wave? Oh, we sure can. We sure can. Ram Man has variants. Maybe Rattlor will have a variant too. The newer concept was less translucent. I wonder if he'll get the Ram Man treatment. Yeah, because I know some, like, the translucency varied. And maybe it's just like some batches are more translucent than others, just the way the plastic goes, you know? Maybe that day that batch was just that way. And then here's regular Raph. That's also pretty cool. And then if we want to do if we want to do double Crazy Fist, put that in there. Ooh, that's pretty deadly. I did wonder if this would articulate. This doesn't articulate, though there's some good give to it, you know? But that's fantastic. And I just really love they did, like, everything's like tied on, like ninja things. Right? So let's put everyone back on proper. Yeah, double claw hand Raph is dope. So I take it. How do we stand on the translucency? I take it. Are we all more translucent the better? You can kind of tell. Not really, but I don't know. There's probably also a degree where, like, if they push it too much, I don't know. Maybe the plastic is weaker. Perhaps. But this guy is sick. So good gravy. Here we have one way or another. Where is all this? Oh, that's wonky. Like Merman. Yeah, Merman's pretty translucent. And so is Mossman, actually. Which Merman, they need to put more Merman out, because I know he's been really hard to get. What's up, Salminio? Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Um, just look at these guys. Like, what a crazy lineup. Like, that's so bonkers. Mossman suffers from too little paint in the face, though. Yeah. Um, with Mossman, I assume they just put all the budget into his extra effects, you know? Like all the stuff he comes with. The balance can be hard on these guys. Because they included so much with Mossman, I'm sure they couldn't go any further. If we just do the size. Yeah, this Raph is dope. I love this Raph, though. Gotta, of course, do the downward sigh. How much of Raph's armor comes off? Good question. We didn't do the full takedown of Raph. So let's see here. So, of course, the shells always pop off. You have a nice dinged up shell, which I believe... Yeah, exactly the same as Donnie's, including the dings. So that's all reuse there. Pop off the head. So that's it for the legs. Like, that's the base. The new Donnie 10 times better than the last Donnie. I agree. I think they just nailed it. Interesting. I think you could technically get this part off, but I don't see. It doesn't seem like it's meant to come off. Like you could wiggle it out of there, I'm sure. But it's like very tight. There's nothing on the back. The back is one piece. I have not covered the mini comic yet. That is very next soon. It almost feels like this could unsnap, but it also feels like it shouldn't. So I don't think Raph comes off. Your biggest issue with Raph is the metal leg range of articulation. I think it's actually the same, technically. Snake Armor He-Man is the same way. Yeah, I don't know why. Like they easily could have made like the back have a clasp. Um, so it's interesting choice not to make it removable, but yeah, the leg articulation I think functions the same. Ooh, nice. There's some nice detailing in like the armor sculpt, like the chain mailiness, the foot. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. The foot isn't as good for sure. Yeah, you're totally right. The foot limits it significantly. You're only doing that. You wish the legs matched. Yeah, I mean you could. Well, no, it's different. Yeah, I was gonna say you could swap off another leg, but like the bracer's gonna be different, so that's gonna be a thing. So yeah, so that's the armor that comes off on Raph. That the cable-y arm. I think that's cool. It's just so ripped. And something about I just love like the lines. If that would focus. It's like it's very like Colossus or Kate. I just think that's cool. Put that in there. And ta-da. And again, you could if you want him more armored, he can. It doesn't the eyes don't necessarily line up the best, but you can. Turtle shades. The color, yeah, it's nice they did match them exactly. So it's like any swaps you want to do, like to my eye, those are the exact same color. So it's like that was very smart. They could easily have like messed that up, but they did the same turtle colors. So this is super cool. Let's be thinking. Think of what monster combo we want to make with all the figures. But let's cover the mini comic. So let me try. Bear with me a second, and I'll try not to dox myself. But who knows? Good God, with my very professional setup, we're gonna get a bird's eye view of the mini comic. You can see what a mess this room is. So is this good? Wait. Does the bandana swivel? So there's old Raph swiveling. Yes. That is a yes to swiveling bandana. So that's cool. Okay, so let's try to capture this mini comic. If we can do it. Let me know Can we all let me? If I move the figures, if it has nothing else to focus on, that should help. Okay. Okay. We get it. We get a good view here, folks. Turtles of Grayskull, Reptile Wars Part 1. Does it work better? Hold on. Let me. Does that make a difference if it's like dead on? Maybe. Okay. So, if we look at the cover here, there's, Snake Man Shredder. He has two snaky guys. The turtles. We have Clamp Champ, the four bros, Mekaneck going nuts, Mikey. Reptile Wars Part 1, Snake in the Shadows. Do you want me to read it all to you? I could, because the text might not be so great. You could try. I've been slacking. I need to go grab the new Dark Horse comics. They're really cool. They're you can read them independently. It continues the story, but in like a very interesting way. Okay, if I'm down to read, that's one no read, one yes read. I'm just trying to get the best angle. I'm down to read. God, I just wish it's like with the freaking lighting and the focus is annoying. Okay. So, when we last left our intrepid heroes, the Master of the Universe and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles defeated Krang's mutant army. Some villains, however, managed to escape, namely Shredder. The Turtles could not return home knowing their arch nemesis lurks about on Eternia. They vow to remain until they capture the leader of the Foot. Meanwhile, slithering whispers of snake men spread throughout the first planet. The Masters send their two best hunters, Mekaneck and Clamp Champ, to investigate the dark stronghold Snake Mountain. So, we go here, and I'll try to hold it steady. It's quiet knowing the snake men. That's never a good sign. I'll scout ahead. Watch my back, Clamp Champ. Look how extended that neck is. That's crazy. I'm sorry, Smitty. More people want to read it. So you could put it on mute. That's one option. Mekaneck. Gotcha. So Clamp Champ grabs him. They get like lifted off. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, well. Look what fell into our nest. One filled with ooze from the looks of things. Interesting. Rattlor, what hole did you crawl out of? You can see, look at these. They're like green foot soldiers, right? So that's cool. How perceptive. Gosh, I'm trying to do the light. How perceptive, Mekaneck. You will make a fine slave for King Hiss. Now hold still. This won't hurt much. Man, is this guy having a hissy fit or what? Boom. Enter the turtles. Get it? Snake? Hissy fit? Says Mikey. Terrible, Mikey. Absolutely terrible. When will these guys learn you lose with ooze? Technically, he loses when we all kick his tail all over Eternia. The turtles tease them. Oh, gosh. That's so freaking cool. Are the neck pieces the same as the old ones with no blue paint? There's no blue paint, so I don't know about the old ones. Someone will have to clarify that in chat. The He-Man knowers, but I would assume yes. Maybe more detail. You really think foot goons are a problem for us? I don't remember foot soldiers being so scaly. Yeah, which means either King Hiss is secret master of ninjutsu or the snake men are working with Shredder. So you know our new ally. His ooze made us more powerful just as we will bring power to him. Rah! This is Clamp Champ. You know what they say about power and corruption? Yeah, the ooze has both in spades. Good thing we have a cure. Mekaneck, Rattlor's mutated snake venom quickens through his veins. I'm on it. Ooh, okay, so Rattlor like bit into Mekaneck's head and is mutating him. Raph is on it. Alongside He-Man, Donatello combined the power of Grayskull with havoc-infused ooze and fused the concoction into anti-mutagen weapons, perfect for stopping mindless mutants in their track. So that's an anti-mutagen weapon, as well as helping allies in need. You good, bro? Indeed, I owe you my life. Ooh, okay, so Mekaneck almost got mutated. Rather than hunting the snake men, we fell right into their trap. I guess your plan was a little snake bit. Awful. Just awful. What is it, Donnie? According to my readings, Rattlor and the foot soldiers appeared from out of nowhere. There's no trail leading in and no sign of a secret entrance. Teleportation? Whether by magic or machine, that is immense power. I think it's simpler than that. We're dealing with the foot. They deal in misdirection. Often their path is the simplest and most direct. Guess that means we're going up. You don't suppose they thought to build an elevator to the top? I do not. Starting to feel like these mini comic stories might be better than the official comic because this story is GOAT. True, but I think the official comic just needs more time to cook. These ones kind of do get like more to the action though. Legend has it Snake Mountain is no mere evil fortress, but rather a god imprisoned. Long ago, Serpos, patron deity of the Snake Men, was defeated by the Elders of Eternia and trapped in the form of Snake Mountain. Though frozen in stone, one can still feel Snake God's evil pulse throughout every inch of the stronghold. So Mekaneck, he's saying it's all clear. Nobody's home. Is this what I think it is? What is this place? Sure looks like it, Donnie. Ooh. That's Shredder. That's the Shredder ooze pit. Oh, this one looks different than the last. An ooze pit. Gee, you think? It has markings of Serpos all over it. This bears ill tidings. You know, I don't get Shredhead. First he's with Krang, but that's a bust. Then Skeletor, then Hordak. Literally blows up in his face. Why is he even teaming with these snake dudes? An excellent question, especially considering it's coming from an imbecile. Oh my god. Look at that Shredder. Are you freaking kidding me? That's almost like a Skeletor Shredder. Right? Am I crazy there? He almost did he like take over Skeletor? Shredder, Skeletor, both and yet neither. I guess I should just read. Well, whoever you are, prepare to eat it. Cowabunga, not this time. First you shall bear witness, then you shall be my sacrifice. Sacrifice for what? Serpos. Is that King Hiss then? And that's like Snake Shredder Skeletor? Oh, look at that. He has like a Shredder Skeletor mask. That's insane. Oh, oh, dope. You see, Turtles, when Krang discovered this world, I felt a pull like I had never felt before. The most sacred power of the universe is guarded here. Yeah. Okay, they're trapped in like snake bubbles. It seems like we might be a fused Skeletor Shredder. I haven't looked at Snake Shredder enough to see, but I didn't catch any Skeletorness. Yeah, we know. The power of Grayskull, didn't we already beat you over this? Ignorant fools. Not just the power of Grayskull, the power of Havoc, which I hold, and now the power of Serpos. Ah! Yo, what the? Empty the ooze pit. Is that? I don't know. Do we know that character? It's like a snake guy. Let's see if I got all this Shredder. God. Let's see if I've got all this. Shredder merged with Skeletor, who now has been bitten by King Hiss, who has now been drowned in mutagen. 3 powers of eternity were never meant to be combined with one mortal man. Okay, So Shredder, Skeletor do merge, then he gets bit, and now he's mutating. But that's never stopped Shredder from making a power grab before. Dude, it's squiggling. Gross. It is not move. It is not just moving. It's hatching. Oh no, Shredder. Oh god. Cobra Khan? Yeah, yeah. Maybe. Is he like a double agent kind of guy? Perhaps. Okay, so now Shredder has mutated. Now he's like the Snake Shredder we know, which is sick as hell. What have you done to yourself? Next up, Reptile Wars Part 2, Blood of the Dragon. Damn. That is a good mini comic. That is a good mini comic. Though, hold on. Let me show you something. I do think the full comic. Oh god. I'm just knocking stuff all over the place. Okay, I won't go over this full comic because this will take forever. But look, this is issue number 1. It again has the awesome. I don't know who wrote the mini comic, but this new comic is Tim Seeley, the same drawing. Thank you, G-Ball. That was fun actually. And that is a banging comic. But this comic, it takes place. It's almost like its own new story, right? And spoilers. I don't mean to spoil anybody on the comic. Um, so you can see it definitely follows like the old story and whatnot, but it kind of it's like a sequel to the mini comics, but it's not a sequel in the same way. You can read them independently, and you can look at Mikey with his flowing hair. But you can read them independently, but they still go together. So it's kind of like a sequel, not a sequel. Either way, the artwork is just so fantastic. And look at these; like they show you, like there's neutrinos in it, if you can see there, and like they're just showing all kinds of He-Man characters. So like they could keep going like as deep as they want. Um, Even like non-mutated Bebop and Rocksteady. But I think this comic is super cool. And here, sorry, I'm really. Let's do this. God damn it. Yeah, I think it's interesting, but they work in like Renette. So this one is shaping up to be much more turtley. There's freaking Triceratons, and then like He-Man comes in. So I think this comic is very good. They're just taking like more of a turtlesy route with it. I think it's cool that we're getting both. I think that's wild. And the Freddie Williams art is just too fantastic, you know? You'd like to see Usagi Yojimbo? That would be really cool. Like, that would be super fun, you know? Like, I mean, look, like, Stan Sakai, he did this cover, so I'm guessing he's on board, right? Like, I bet I would, my speculation, I don't know anything. If he's doing covers for them, I bet they're like, hey, let's do Usagi. And he's like, hell yeah. That's like, how do you get an opportunity to work with He-Man and not like throw in Usagi? So imagine if we get a Usagi figure, mind blown. Mind freaking blown. I think it's possible. I think um you need to get all the variants. Do they have all the well, sometimes they show the covers in the back. Or in the front? No. The Three Swordsmen? Yeah, like And look, I mean, also, I guess Usagi. I didn't realize Usagi is Dark Horse, so it's like they already have that stuff going on. Yeah, I think there's at least three. Sometimes they do extras. This is cover. I think this is cover C. I think that's cover. Mm, one of these. Okay, that's cover A. Yeah, there's at least three, but I don't know. That's super dope. What a time to be alive. I think there. I think the mini comic does hit harder. The mini comic because they just jam pack so much in there, so it's hard to compete because not only is it like a smaller size, but they're just like going full tilt with it. But hopefully we get like a large version of the mini comic because that's cool. But the mini comic, I do have to give the edge to the mini comic now. But let's look back at this Shredder Skeletor. I hope we get that as a figure. Come on. We need to get this as a figure. You built your 2024 Technodrome last night. I still need to build mine. I'm kind of daunted. How long did it take you? I'm kind of daunted because mainly because the stickers. The stickers can take forever, you know. So it's like I don't know why. And it, like maybe I have some lingering fears as a child. 6 hours was I'd assume that's just the tedious sticker placement with like because when it's me, it's gonna be like shaky hands as I like whoop oh I placed it wrong. But do the stickers one thing I'm always scared about with stickers if they don't stick enough, are they very sticky? I know that sounds like a stupid question, but is like the adhesive good? Because I want those stickers to last for the next like 40 years, ideally, and longer. I'm always paranoid the stickers are going to be weak and just like whip right off. So even if I place them wrongly, I'd rather they stay. Oh, good. Super sticky. That's perfect. Yeah. I need to build mine to a fault. That's terrifying, but hopefully you placed yours. You got good placements on yours. Did you use like tweezers? I would hope. Okay, let's let's get back to figure mode. You can see how janky my setup truly is. Yeah, I have. This is the hidden life of a toy guy. Oh, that is fucked up. That's fine. Yeah, I think Turtles of Grayskull. I think they could not like. I love crossovers. Like I know some people. Um, they're like too many crossovers that you just like the straight turtles, and I totally get that. But for me, like when you mishmash stuff together, I think that's where you start to make the coolest turtles. Yeah, tweezers are hard. I think tweezers can be nice though, because like with your hands, it's hard to get like as fine a grip as you want. So tweezers, you can technically get some distance, but yeah, pros and cons. But this line, am I missing one? Is nutso. Like just I've always loved um to me the best part of Playmates is when they would do the variant turtles, and even if it got goofy where they're like, Leo's a cop or Mikey's a Midwest bandit and it's like that doesn't make any sense. I just love it. Like when you get like wild and wacky turtles, let alone wild and wacky He-Man figures. It's insane. It's just insane. Like I I can't help but love these, you know, and I hope they do more. I'm assuming we're gonna get like a back half of Turtles of Grayskull. Um, so like a whole wave of figures. Hopefully, I guess at this point a second build a figure isn't in the works, but I would love that. But yeah, like the Mattel articulation. Imagine if they did Masterverse Turtles. Go crazy, Mattel. A Masterverse versions of these. That's sick. And I realized Raph's head was flipped up. That is cool that you can twist the bandanas around. Donnie has the bandana too. It's just more hidden. But yeah, like a Masterverse version of these? Come on. Do it, Mattel. Do it. It prints money. I don't know. Okay. So, should we got to do a crazy combiner. And I'll let y'all be how do we want to do this? What do we want to see here? Obviously, like the neck we can swap out. Not a huge Thundercats fan, but I'm curious how those are going to be. I think if they put anything close to the craziness of these into the Thundercats one, they're going to be rad. Because just that same kind of just like nutso imagination with it, you know, but with Thundercats. And I think the Origins body style is also just really cool in terms of like how ripped it is. I think it's super fun. Masterverse, the shells don't come off. Yeah, they could, you know, maybe even some cloth goods. That would be so cool. I would love it. I don't have a ton of Masterverse figures, but it would be so cool if we could get some for the turtles. And why not? Like they're doing like wrestling ish variants, even though they're more just like outfits. That's so nutty. Okay, how should we swap them about? Let your brains matriculate. What do we want to swap around? One thing we didn't do, and I guess to aid in this, we can take them all apart. You like Origins better? That's what I collect. Got the oldest into Masterverse collection, so he's been getting those. That's cool. Like it is cool. I freaking drop. There's still kind of something for everybody. So who do you think we're going to get in wave 7 and 8? I mean, if we go based off like the mini comic or the artwork, um, like I think it's definitely possible we get like a fly guy, like a version of Baxter Stockman. You know, maybe some extra foot soldiers. Maybe I mean, not probably not a Ninja variant. I bet we will get like the Skeletor Shredder mix. I think that's super cool. Um, yeah, more baddies for sure. Yeah, Baxter. You could do like Rat King. Like the sky's the limit. They could have so much mutated Stinker and Clawful. Yeah, like I just hope they go nuts with them. I would assume some more dupes. Probably not extra turtles. So that's where I could see. I mean, obviously, I think we'll get another He-Man. because you got to do He-Man in his own crossover, right? Renette, like a different April. I'm trying to think of like other turtle good guys. A Triceraton would be cool. Like if they start pulling from like the Dark Horse comic, that could get super nutty. Evil Lyn, yeah. Yeah, and there's like obviously like tons of like I would assume yeah, maybe like a Buzz Off. They have Stridor. What is it? The Cyclone guy. They could just there's so many things. Are we getting reveals at STC next year? So I have no info on that. Like at this point I don't know any more than anybody else knows. I would assume so. Um because my guess would be they'll wait until most of these figures are out before we see like a next round. So maybe yeah, be like March, and then into Comic Con. I guess we would do new stuff. Okay, so what are we gonna build here? What are we gonna build here? I think Donnie has to turn into like some snake freak guy. So let's do Donnie. God, I love that like snake Donnie. Should we do full on? I mean, do we want to do like a full on Rattlor Donnie? Hmm. Have you seen the Buzz Off, Stinkor, and Clawful designs? I believe it was in the last wave of mini comics. Yes. Yeah, yeah. There, I do remember. Yeah, they had all those. I don't think they were like mixed or matched. They were just kind of like hulked out. I don't. From what I remember, I have the mini comics. I don't know where I put the original mini comics. But yeah, those look really good. So I could see them doing those. Okay. What I want to do. This one definitely scares me the most. That's the scariest to pull off. Oh, that's makes sense. Okay, I like that. They were mutated for sure. Well, yeah, I just mean like they didn't seem to me like mutated into like where it's like like Shredder and Skeletor mix. They seemed like just like jacked up versions. But I could have missed something. They didn't seem like they were combined with anything at least. Yeah. He does. Oh, I don't know why I'm such an idiot. This whole time I've been doing the rattle to the camera, but my mic is over here. So it does rattle. You really want to see mutated Evil Lyn? I think she's going to be a bat because that concept design choice, and she's the Sorcerer of Night. That would work. Like she could combine with Wingnut, maybe. Ooh. And then like I think that would be because I'm trying to think of like natural pairings. And that's very baddie. I just love I I don't know. I love how dumb that is. It's so silly. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he does need in this form. Oh gosh. Thing. It's gotta go under the hood. Well, hold on. I messed. Well, it's a little wonky. A standalone Bebop and Rocksteady. That would be really cool. I don't know if they'll double dip into that, but I would love for them to do so. Ooh, that kind of work. The hood really pulls the freak neck together, I think. Oh, look at him. Snake Donnie. That's cool. Put on the shell. That's just rad. Maybe, and then Snake. Should we do Snake Raph? It's like the turtles become snakified, you know? Mm. Yeah, well, hold on. I think we got to keep Raph's arms. But yeah, I would love for them to go back. I just don't think. I don't know. I don't think necessarily they would for Bebop and Rocksteady. Like, I do think the Skeletor Shredder is a lock. Ooh, that's kind of sick. What do we think? What do we think of that? Think he just gets mutated a bit? Oh no. Okay, so not super great at standing, but you can't win them all. But like Rattling Raph, Stratos, and Ace Duck. That's smart. That's a smart one for sure. I forgot about Ace Duck. Look, here's our two snakified turtles. And then let's do. Hmm. Yeah, I think. I mean, Baxter and Buzz Off would be a obvious pair, but it feels like based on the mini comic, they're going, or not the mini comic, but doesn't that seem spidery to y'all? That seems like a spider face, right? Am I crazy? Because like Baxter has the fly going, so is that like Webstore, Webstore Baxter? I think I'm calling it. However unlikely, I think that would work. That's cool though. Backstore. There you go. Yeah, and what they show on the packaging, they don't always necessarily do as a figure, but that'd be a super cool figure. And clearly Baxter's going to play into the mini comics. My guess, So here's Mekaneck Raph, right? All of that. Or no, Mekaneck Donnie. Sorry, my brain is addled. And then I think this pairing is gonna work. Although, who's well? How do we feel? Wait, wait. I think that's kind of cool. Kind of like a snaked up Raph. Like I think Mekaneck's like kind of like armor fits with Raph pretty well. Maybe the head is a little too much. Like if we go back. Like that's pretty slick. It's alive. Yeah, I will say I don't know. A little more joint tightness all around would be pretty good. Mm, doesn't really work, but why not? Ooh. Do I collect the TMNT Aikido? I've seen them. I've never got them. I have to limit myself to some degree, because there's so much TMNT stuff. Um, I've seen. I don't know. I wasn't paying enough attention to like just draw the distinction between the waves. Um, but yeah, who's in the new wave? Those are cool though. Like I think the little designs are really really neato. So that's why it's like I have to be extra careful not to go off the deep end on too many new lines all the time. No, I always do because that's who I am. You see something cool and you got to get it, right? I have no self-control when it comes to cool stuff. Especially cuz stuff like that, like I feel like a lot of the main lines get a lot of good press and whatnot, but like the littler ones. Oh, samurai turtles? That sounds cool. That sounds cool as hell. You might have just pushed me onto a dark path, my friend. That's rad. This is a very snaky wave and super shredder. That sounds dope. I mean, I guess I could buy just the little figures. Like I don't necessarily have to get like the whole thing, right? Cuz you could just buy cuz I like how one thing I like how big Mikey's chucks are. Like he has like very oversized chucks. Maybe. Maybe. You know what? I do need to go to the store tomorrow, so why not? Why not? Ninja Warriors? I can't remember. That does sound vaguely familiar. It is cool to see those kind of toys coming back, though, because that's what I kind of feel is lost among the action figures. There's a certain like toyness that is lost. So it's fun when they bring that back. And so that's why the Aikido stuff is so cool, because it wasn't just action figures. There was all kind of like those wacky zany toys. This is wave 5. So this is Reptile Wars, which I guess you could consider it Reptile Wars wave 1 or wave 5 overall of Turtles of Grayskull. I can't remember if Mattel ever described it one way or the other. You got to read the title. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's technically wave 5 if we're treating it all the same, or Reptile Wars wave 1. Look at that. Look at that. Oof. Yeah, wave 5. Ooh. Yeah, wave 5's probably the simplest way. It's so good. Although you could say like it's Reptile Wars Part 1 to go off that. It's good. The coolest thing is, are y'all aware? So Freddie Williams II, who he's the one who does the artwork, he's been wanting to do like Turtles of Grayskull He-Man crossover. I don't know if he called it Turtles of Grayskull, but the Turtles crossover for such a long time. And I think they initially passed on it, whoever he pitched it to. And then, for whatever reason, they bring it back and then they pull him to do the artwork for it. That's so cool. And that's so cool for him that he gets to come full circle and he does all the mini comic artwork, you know. So as we were looking at like just wicked cool designs like Skeletor Shredder. What? Like, yeah, the slime pit. It would be cool if they do like vehicles or play sets, because that would be rad. I'd obviously be into it. So I don't know. I think the world of Turtles of Grayskull could go on, because they say us turtle heads we buy anything, and it's fairly true in my case. But it's like Turtles of Grayskull Shredder is one of the best shredders. Just full stop. Like he's just that good. You know? So these guys, I don't know. I think they're fantastic. I think Turtles of Grayskull is a major home run. I think it's been selling pretty well. The deluxe figures, like I swear, like if you want like a deluxe Krang, Walmart has 1,000,000 of them. So I don't know if they made the exclusives in proper numbers, but it's like I saw Merman, like he was on shelves for like one period of time and then like never again. So the distribution on all these has been wonky. But I think the line's been doing really well. Oh, I was like, where did I? I'm pretty picky, but Turtles of Grayskull beats out 80s, 90s Turtles. Do you collect like any of the like the NECA stuff, or who's Raph's analog for Eternia? Um, that's the interesting thing. The turtles, they didn't necessarily. The turtles themselves didn't like merge with any characters. They just wore their armor. So like the first wave, Raph has Ram Man armor. Like, so that's like his first analog. But then this new go round, they put him in, I believe we confirmed snake armor, He-Man armor, NECA 2 plain for your tastes. Even I think you're generally right, but what about Werewolf Raph? Do you One of my other favorites is the Monster Turtles. I think those are super fun. Because I agree, I think the movie Turtles do get um, a little boring. I need some wackiness in my life. Um, I love many Nuckatoon and Archie TMNT figures. I pre-ordered the Joy Toy. The Joy Toy figures are awesome, y'all. Like they're small. They're very tiny little men. You know, like even just like they are tiny figures, but the detail on Joy Toy and what they pack in is just super fun. So it's like I don't know. I highly recommend them just because they're so crazy. You would love a Karai figure. I would. That would be cool. Hopefully Joy Toy they keep going. That's another figure like in Turtles of Grayskull. Karai. They could do a Karai. Maybe they could do Evil Lyn and Karai. You know, they could do all sorts of mixes. Man, Mekaneck, he's all in pieces. Let's get him back. Karai and yeah, we haven't seen Karai yet, so that would be a cool one. I would like I know in He-Man usually like the ladies have like the smaller bodies. I'd love to see a more jacked up, beefy. You know, the Ultimates. Are you talking like Super 7 Ultimates? Or cuz the whole Ultimates wording like that's kind of crazy cuz like NECA has a Ultimates wording. It's kind of all over the place. In 2012 she was mutated into a snake. That's true. She would fit very well in the Reptile Wars. That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. Makes perfect sense. It should happen. Yeah, I would just want her to be like beefy because like I think it'd be cool. Muscle mommy Karai, yeah, and then they could work in Leia Ripley, like Leia Ripley, Turtles of Grayskull Karai. So we're slowly rebuilding. So here's Mekaneck. I think Raph we're all built up. If we do his size, let's do one side in the back. Ultimates were great. They hit on the original designs. I had so many turtles. Yeah, I love Ultimates. I believe so. The next Ultimates Turtles wave that they like put up for sale was 2003, and I think they confirmed the next one they're going to release is another 2003 wave. But hopefully they double back to the Playmatesy stuff, and we get like we need Heavy Metal Raph, we need Undercover Dawn. So there's quite a few they need to finish off. But yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily 100% the case because they were still able to do like Rat King because the wave before the 2003 wave, what we had Rat King, Rapper Mike, Battle Damage Foot Soldier, Pizza Face would be cool. So I think they could still do Playmates designs. I just think it's harder to get approved. So I don't think it's a hard no. I just think it's more, especially because Playmates has become like much more active. You know, like Playmates is doing their like reissues. You know, I have I have Leo here. So they're getting much more into the space. So I think it's still possible. It's just trickier to navigate to what gets approved from the big boss. Um, yeah, Super Seven. Yeah, Gorilla. He's cool in Robotic Bebop, and that's again why it's like, and that's a way older wave that got delayed. So I'm thinking they could still do Playmates-y designs as long as they just get everyone on board with them. Because yeah, like a Pizza Face would be cool. The reissues, yeah, and I like the reissues. They're super cool. I just wish they would do, like imagine if they did the Universal Monster Turtles reissues, but with this kind of articulation, which this articulation isn't crazy, right? But if you had like a Wolfman Leo like this, come on, come on. That's why we're getting Hotspot and Scratch. Yeah, I think that's cool because I think like the aftermarket prices for Hotspot and Scratch, I think are insane. Like I get it, they were rare and whatnot, but it's like, does anybody actually love Scratch or Hotspot that much, or do they just love them because they're rare? So I'm super excited to be getting like another option on those because it's nutty. Sewer lair, yeah, the sewer lair is a must. I still have my original sewer lair, but I've lost some pieces. So do you think they'll make the sewer lair the same size? Because they did scale down the Technodrome, which I don't personally mind because I don't have room for anything anyways. So it's like if you make it, that's why I like the Joy Toy Turtles, because it's like if you're gonna make it smaller, make it smaller. That's fine with me. Even though like if you want the exact one, I understand why people are mad. Um, but I think it's cool. But the sewer lair, no, it'll fit with the new Technodrome. Yeah, because they could easily just like make a connecting pipe, but I wouldn't mind if they scaled it down a tad. Because one thing I did get in preparation, God damn it, in preparation of the Technodrome, I bought some Super Seven reaction figures because I saw how like Toy Shiz and whatnot fit them in nice. So I'm all ready. I'm ready when I decide to bust out the Technodrome. I just haven't got around to it because there's just too much stuff coming out. Yeah, I really feel like I don't like putting this back on because it's so tight. Like it just feels like there's no wiggle room on this. But I guess you want to corkscrew up. You had an original Technodrome as a kid. The new one is perfectly fine, and there are a ton of differences that make it better. Yeah, like from what I've seen of it, I think it's really cool. And so obviously you know better than I do at this point, but I haven't seen anything that like makes me regret my purchase or anything. Because it's like you could still track down the original one if you wanted to, if you're willing to fork over all the money. And when they put it out, they said the size of it, so it's not like they were trying to like fool anyone. Like the whole like whatever, like 13 inches or whatever it was, that was always like right up front. This guy. Yeah, like I get, it's funny to me, and granted, who knows, like, because I'm always I assume you're probably in groups like the Party Wagon and stuff, right? Or like there's a few of the Turtles groups where people were getting mad, and who knows like how representative that is of like the larger market. But it's like they always showed like one of the first images, like the three was like they showed the measurements, so it's like they told you this is going to be smaller. So I don't know why people were so shocked, because if you take a sphere and even if you shrink the sphere down like 2 inches or an inch and a half, it's going to be smaller everywhere. But I don't know. People act like it was the greatest betrayal ever, and maybe it sucks to say it, but it's like, don't buy it. Like, if you want the original one, yeah, buy a yellow version off eBay. Someone's going to be more than happy to hawk that to you. You know, though I did see someone got one relatively complete for $50. So it's possible if you go to the right like yard sale, you can still find good deals. But yeah, only in it for the money. Yeah, which if you're collecting for money at this point, good luck to you. Because I truly think, because here's the thing, like nostalgia goes in waves. So it's like if you're buying a collection now, who's gonna have nostalgia for these figures other than us? Because kids still get toys, but the market for toys is older. It's just what it is, right? So it's like in 10, 20 years, the people who are going to be nostalgia for this are me. So it's like, unless I throw all this away, the only market for this stuff is going to be me, but I'll have kept it. So it's like, I think the collector market is going to dramatically change. But it'll be interesting to see because, like, once this huge wave of collectors, like, once people like me or you, this generation stops collecting, who takes over? You know, the graded comics, Turtles, I do think is different because I think it is like everlasting. It's just in the toy space, toys aren't as big a draw for kids as they were. Like kids still like toys, kids still get toys, but it's not as massive as this generation. So, but the whole graded thing, I I think grading is silly. Like especially graded comics. I mean, graded anything, it's like once you put it in there, it's like locked forever. Especially like with comics, it's like sealed. You can never read it. A figure, at least you can like look at it and still take enjoyment that way. And sorry, I'm like it's like a baby rattle. But it's like graded games and like some of the game like the batteries die and whatnot. So what does it really mean if you have like a perfect grade NES cartridge? You know, if you can never play it, it's like I don't know, the whole grading thing. It's cool, but to me, I'm not like, oh, it's graded, I'm gonna pay more. Like it's the same difference if you have a copy of a video game, it's the same difference if it's like as long as the label's not ripped off. I give Motu to every kid I can. Smart, Hootie. Smart. Keep it alive. We gotta just foist it upon them and then they were supposed to crash like 5 years ago. Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think things level out as I've been incompetently building Rattlor, which is just cool. I do think it's very interesting. I bet this piece comes into play again, right? Because why would they put the backing on it if that's not from another character? But yeah, the whole grading thing. Yeah, I don't expect like the toy market to necessarily plummet, but I do hope like at least the severe scalping ends. Where is Donnie's Mayday? I am missing a Donnie harness. How do I lose a harness? What did I put the harness on? Hmm. What do I? No. Rut-row Shaggy. How did I lose a harness? Yeah, the Rattlor is incredible. Motu movie. If the new wave, if the new movie is a hit, then we're good for a generation of turtles. Never go out of fashion. Yeah, it's true. I think what they need for turtles though is they need another cartoon series. You know, because like 2012 kept it going. I think movies are good. It's just harder. Yeah, like if the movie's not like a smash hit. How the f did anybody see at some point? At some point, I lost a Donnie harness. Am I out of my mind? Bring it back like X-Men. X-Men 97 was really cool, and the figures are fantastic. I might have lost my mind. How how did I do this? Did Oh, thank God, I found it. It rolled away. I meant if the new Motu movie is a hit. Um, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Do we know? Isn't did they say Henry Cavill? Am I remembering that right? Isn't he involved, or is that Thundercats? It rolled him. It's wild how far accessories can roll. You know, like I don't get that. It's a mystery to me. But who was there was someone there was some like big name actor that was attached to the recently to the He-Man movie. I can't remember who it was, but it seemed promising. Okay, at last, here is Donnie. This nutso Donnie. Man. So look, to recap, we have it seems like Dolph better be in it for a cameo. That'd be sick. That live action He-Man was awesome. It freaked me out a little as a kid, but it was awesome. So here's Rattlor, who rattles. Still translucent, not as translucent. Some blonde twink. Yeah, Allison Brie. That's who I was thinking of for Evelyn. Though I could have sworn like, oh, it was Henry Cavill was he's like attached to the Voltron movie. That's what it is. I was thinking Henry Cavill could be He-Man. I don't know, but yeah. So Rattlor, I feel like the group is deciding Rattlor is the best. Mekaneck, also super dope. Like, like I think his armor is really neat, very pearlescent. His what are we talking? What are we doing here? What are we talking about here? Donnie. Donnie is one of my favorites. I think just Donnie is just low key badass. Right? I mean, that's just a solid turtle man. But just when you think it can't get any cooler, you also have Raph. Like I think this is all a banger wave. Yeah. Like it's just nutso. They give him the sigh. Like they did a very smart thing. They made sure Raph has the sigh, and they made sure Donnie, if you want him just to have like a regular bow staff. So I feel like they were taking the feedback from the previous waves. Like, oh, I want them to still be turtley, right? So you're getting the truly the best of both worlds. the 89 movie in theater with my best friend and we were devastated, but I've come to love it. Yeah, it's interesting, like certain things just come around, you know? And like when you watch them again years later, you're like, actually, I can see this in a new light. But if I had to rank them, I don't know. I don't know. And this is the thing, they do it so cool. Like even characters like Mekaneck, who can be goofy, he turns into this cool armored lunatic. So I think for me, it's a dead even race. Just because they did it all so, so fantastic. Just like look at the towering. Awesome. Awesome. I think that'll do it for me, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been a whole ton of fun. But yeah, let me know. Like, I could be wrong in the rankings. I could easily see Rattlor, Donnie, Raph, Mekaneck for the tops, you know? But it's like, then Raph is so good. How could he be third? I don't know. It's a dead heat. But I think you could safely probably put Mekaneck at the bottom. But he does have the cool giant Freako neck. And that's cool. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm glad y'all enjoyed. I had a ton of fun. Y'all made it awesome, chatting back and forth. That's the best part of this. Thank you so much. Really love that you spent your Friday night with me. Super fun. Stay tuned. I have more fun stuff, and I'll let you know how the Technodrome stickers go. I'll probably butcher them. Thank you, Hootie. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I'm so glad you enjoyed. Take care of yourselves. I don't know where my mouse is. Oh, over here. But yeah, have yourselves a lovely night and weekend. And yeah, stay turtly, stay He-Man. Bye. Oh, it's fine. It's good plastic. Take care, kidulting. The plastic, it's very durable. I've dropped them all a million times. Nothing's broke. See you guys. How do I end? Oh, wait, there we go. There we go.